Hello everyone, welcome to Friday Night's Calendar. I'm Duncan Wood and these are tonight's headlines. Their true colours from the war zone to the parade ground. It's an historic day for the soldiers of the Yorkshire Regiment. Sports-mad Ben appeals for help so that he can fulfil his dream and play football unaided for the very first time.
It'll mean a lot for him for his own independence. It's all the little things that people take for granted as just being normal, and being able to walk around and play football with his brother.
And talking of football, we're live in Millennium Square with the fans as England prepare to take on Algeria tonight. And you know what? Even the pets are getting involved. Find out more later on.
So first to an historic day for the soldiers of the Yorkshire Regiment as their Colonel-in-Chief, the Duke of York, presented them with new colours. The ceremony at the city's Imphal Barracks was the first time all 4 battalions have come together since the regiment was founded 4 years ago. Julie Lockwood has our main story this evening.
It's a moment in history, saying farewell to the familiar old colours which have led the Yorkshire Regiment before welcoming in the new, presented by their Colonel-in-Chief, the Duke of York. Prince Andrew paid his own tribute to the hundreds of troops on parade.
You men and women who are now serving are not only the present, but also the future of this regiment. And I salute you.
Each of the 4 battalions of the Yorkshire Regiment, formed in 2006, were inspected. The Duke had a special word for the regimental Sergeant Major, the man giving the orders.
He just asked me whether all the words of command were correct, how the day was going. There were 89 separate words of command for that parade.
Did it take you long to learn them?
It took me about 6 months actually.
There were months of preparation and 2 weeks of rehearsals on the parade ground at Imphal Barracks in York.
This normally only occurs once in a soldier's career, so it's a real privilege to be involved in it in any part, but all of the battalions on parade as well makes it a particularly notable occasion.
Many here today just returned from duty in Afghanistan, amid the ceremonial time to reflect and remember comrades killed and seriously injured there.
They will always be at the forefront of our mind, as will the other casualties across the regiment on the previous tours.
For every soldier here, the presentation of colours, a momentous occasion.
It's hugely passionate. I think all the old regular soldiers and the old and bold, even some of the guys from the Second World War who were here as a military family, we're all related. So it's great, and I had a little tear in my eye at one point. It was very emotional, even though I shouldn't do as a Sergeant Major.
This is a great day of celebration for the Yorkshire Regiment, for the troops and their families, and it'll continue tomorrow when more than 1,000 soldiers will parade their new colours through the city of York.
Julie Lockwood reporting. A policeman from Huddersfield who was named Mr Gay UK in 2006 is due in court, having been charged with sex offences. Mark Carter will appear before magistrates on Tuesday, accused of an attack at a hotel in Leeds city centre last December. The 27-year-old also faces charges relating to bodybuilding, drugs, and has been suspended by West Yorkshire Police. The brother of 9-year-old Jack Taylor, who was stabbed to death in Bradford in February, has admitted that he killed him. Daniel Taylor, who's 20, was arrested after the attack in Rooks Avenue. Today he admitted manslaughter but denied a charge of murder. Jack was stabbed several times before he died. His brother today also denied wounding their 18-year-old sister Rachel with the intention of causing her grievous bodily harm. Daniel will go on trial in September. Parents from across the region whose children's lives have been saved by heart surgeons in Leeds say they fear youngsters could die if a specialist unit in the city closes. NHS officials are reviewing the 11 children's heart centres in England, claiming that dangerously ill children would stand the best chance of survival if they're treated in bigger departments in fewer hospitals. It's led to fears from mothers that the unit at Leeds General Infirmary could close.
We all want the best for our children, we all want the best, care possible, but we believe that we get that here in Leeds and we don't need to travel any further.
You know, the nurses, they've been there since they were born, so they know the wards, they know all the nurses, the doctors, the surgeons, and to put them children in a different situation, they have enough stress as it is, they don't need any more.
Well, meanwhile, the parents of an 8-year-old boy face a race against time to raise tens of thousands of pounds for surgery which could change his life. Ben Smithson has cerebral palsy and needs a walking frame to get about. But now a hospital in America is offering treatment to help him walk on his own. But it comes at a price and with a deadline. Bengona Basala reports.
An England penalty shootout in the back garden, and anything could happen. Ben Smithson and his brother Jacob are just like any football-mad brothers. But Ben has to use sticks or a walking frame to get about. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at the age of 2. Now his parents, who live in Ilkley, believe his life could be changed by an operation that's been offered to Ben by a hospital in Missouri.
He just wants to be like everybody else, and we know that's not really something that's going to happen, but if this operation give him that little tiny more bit of independence where he can hold things and walk by himself a bit more with less aids, then that would just be fantastic for him.
The family has just 6 months to raise the £45,000 they need to pay for a pioneering procedure known as selective dorsal rhizotomy. Surgeons would effectively turn off nerves which aren't working properly, leaving only the correct information to be transmitted to Ben's muscles.
The only thing I know is really it's an operation which could change my life.
And does that make you nervous, or how do you feel?
Yes, it makes me feel nervous.
We just want to give him as good an opportunity as he gets older, with more independence, and if he can walk unaided, even for short distances, it'll make such a difference.
The hospital says that it can treat Ben next January, but if he misses that slot, Ben's family simply don't know when and if the operation could be carried out. So now they've embarked on a fundraising drive to make sure he gets the best chance in life.
And we wish Ben and his family all the very best. Now it's time to look ahead to tonight's big match for England against Algeria at the World Cup. Chris Kiddie is live with the fans for us in the centre of Leeds tonight. Chris.
Duncan, the atmosphere here is hotting up. We've got several thousand fans already, and the kick-off is 80 minutes away. There'll be a big atmosphere this evening, as you can see behind me.